All right, it's time to check in on all of our overwintered plants. We spent all that time and effort to overwinter our favorite tropicals and tender perennials, bring them inside, but during that overwintering process, how do we really know that it's going well? How can we ensure that by springtime, all of our overwintered plants will still be viable and ready to be planted out? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you guys what I do once a month, every month, during the overwintering period to ensure that all of my plants will be in tip-top condition come next spring. So this year I've decided to overwinter some geraniums, agapanthus, dahlias, elephant ears, and cannas. So if you're looking for the overwintering process, check the description below to find links to each and every one of those videos. So the way that I like to go about it, I choose one day a month to come down into my garage and take a look at how everything is doing. Now the first thing I'll notice is the temperature and humidity I have here in my basement. So my basement typically stays around 55, 56 degrees and I have almost 50% humidity. That's pretty great. Our overwintering plants want to be between that range of around 45 to 60 degrees. So having one of these handy dandy thermometers and humidity gauges is really awesome. They're very cheap. And typically we want to try to ensure that we have at least 40% humidity. If you can have up to 60% humidity, that's even better. Very unlikely for most of us though. So the first thing that I like to do is I like to take everything out of their packaging, out of their overwintering location. Have a geranium, my callas, little elephant ears, big elephant ears, and my big old dahlia. And once you have everything laid out like this, I go by one and I feel in my hands all over each and every one of these bulbs and tubers. I'm looking for any soft spots that might be here. You definitely want to turn your dahlia upside down and have a nice, good look. If you have any growth, if you have any sections that look a little bit weak or a little bit soft, we're going to go ahead and remove those. Just like this, and we'll discard it. Now I found that this guy right here is a little bit softer than I would like it to be, okay? So what I'm actually gonna do, I'm gonna take my shears, I'm gonna travel down, I'm gonna cut it down away from that mother clump, okay? And this I'm gonna throw in the trash. And for our geranium, we're simply just gonna take a look, make sure everything is looking good, and we're gonna use our fingers to grab the stems and just sort of feel that they feel nice and strong. When you're feeling all of the stems of your geranium, if they feel like they're hollow, that is a bad sign. That means that it has probably gotten rotten on the inside and it's probably going to be a failure. You want them to feel nice and strong along the stems. That is the best cue. So all of this looks pretty good. Now, if I were to have just a single section that felt a little bit hollowed out, what I would do, I would take my shears and I would remove that section, okay? So what I've just done is I have created a new open wound on my geranium as well as on my dahlia. So what I need to do is I need to let these dry outside of their bags, outside of that peat moss for about 3 or 4 days, maybe even a week, and allow those new open wounds to cure over, and then we can go ahead and put them back into their overwintered containers. That is very important. And also, at this time, once a month, what I'm gonna be doing, I have my little spritzer. I'm just gonna give a spritz onto all of the roots of each of my overwintered. Just a little bit. Just to add just the slightest amount of moisture and humidity, okay? On things like geranium, we'll just concern ourselves with that actual root section. And on things like callas or cannas or the elephant ears, we can go ahead and spritz the entire bulb. just so it's slightly moistened. And for all the stuff that is good to go, we'll put them back into our peat moss and close our boxes back up. And for these two guys, I'll let them hang out outside in my garage for the next few days, and then I will put them back into their rightful positions. Now for things that have remained in their containers, like our agapanthus, maybe you're overwintering some tropical hibiscus, you can see they have continued to grow even though they are in the garage, but the growth is yellow and it's quite weak. That is a-okay. It's very dry. I haven't watered them at all. And so just like those geranium, what we want to do is we just want to go around and feel all of the plant material above the soil to make sure that it's not soft, to make sure that it's not slimy or moldy or rotting out. And once you do that, once you can ensure that it all feels nice and strong and everything visually looks good, they simply go back to where they were, and we continue to wait for spring to arrive. So with that in mind, now you know how to check in on your overwintered plant material and ensure that it's going superbly. If you do have any further questions on plants that I didn't mention or categories of overwintering plants that weren't basically covered in this quick demonstration, leave a comment below and I'll do my best to respond to each and every one of your comments. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Plant Vibrations. We're bringing new plant-related content every single week. And once you join the Plant Vibes community, we're here to support one another on our journey to become the best plant parents possible. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me here on Plant Vibrations. I'll catch you real soon. Ciao.